in first with 108 points a season ago. Finishing second in the Atlantic last year was the Tampa Bay Lightning with 102 points. The Panthers had 98. They were third, followed by the Sens and the Canadiens, and then the Wings, the Sabres, and the Bruins. Last place in the Atlantic Division last year, just 76 points. Man, what a pitiful year it was for Boston. Wasn't it great? Wasn't it fantastic to see them finally? Like, people talk about the demise of the Bruins for so bad for them.
Like, the pity.
Yeah. Okay, pal. Yeah. So, what are the odds that the Maple Leafs can repeat as division champions? That's the question I have for you. Now we're gonna power rank the Maple Leafs. We're gonna power rank the entire division here, I suppose. So we will get to it. We'll get to where you have Toronto slotted. But I'm curious. We haven't told each other our lists or the power ranking of where we believe teams are going to finish. So I'm curious to see where you're going to be at. But let's start from the bottom and work our way up to the top. Who do you have as go 8 through 5 quick? Go through kind of your bottom 4 teams of the division, and then we can get to the top 4 after.
Yeah, so it's not going to be much of a change from what we saw at the end of the year, but I got Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Montreal. Then
okay. You stop there.
Okay.
Stop there.
Okay,
we'll get to the top 4 afterward. So you got so say it again really quickly.
So got 8, got Boston, 7,
okay.
We got Buffalo, 6, we got Detroit, and then 5, we got Montreal.
So you have it finishing up the exact same rankings as a season ago. I got a little different. I think Buffalo, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on in Buffalo. It seems like no one wants to play there. I feel like they're going to have to trade away, 4 or 5 more guys at some point. Like, Bowen Byram's probably going to get dealt. Maybe even Alex Tuck. Does someone entice them to move Tage Thompson if they're going to rebuild 3.0? I don't know, but I don't like what's going on in Buffalo, which sucks because I was actually, I thought Buffalo was on the right path, and I'm out on them now. I'm out on them. They didn't figure out the goaltending, whether it's Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen or it's Devin Levi. They just don't have a goalie. So for me, I got them finishing in 8th place and bottoming out. I think that they're going to be heavy sellers at the deadline and not win a whole lot of games in the final 2 months of the season. So I got them at 8th. I have the Detroit Red Wings coming in at 7th. I'm not a big fan of the Red Wings either. It's just a team. I don't know what they are. I don't know what their identity is. I don't know what the Yzer plan is. They just continue to go out, and it's almost like they're playing a video game where, they don't care about chemistry. They don't care about building an identity. They're just signing random players in free agency on like the NHL video game and just putting together a team of like vets. That it doesn't work. I don't know what the Wings are, and I don't think John Gibson is necessarily going to make them a contender either. So I got the Detroit Red Wings finishing at 7. I think the Bruins were awful a year ago. I don't think they're going to be as bad. They had some injuries. I think if that blue line can stay healthy, if Jeremy Swayman bounces back, I think they'll be good enough to finish 6th in the division. I still don't see them as a playoff team. They'll still be very low. I mean, they're not going to be even close to, getting into the playoffs. But I got them at 6, and then I have Ottawa actually at number 5. Ooh. Yeah, I got the Ottawa Senators at number 5 here on my ranking. So we're a little different. I got Buffalo, Detroit, Boston, then Ottawa. So we got a little bit of a different ranking to this point. So go ahead, give me your next team. You said you had Ottawa at 4.
Ottawa at 4.
Okay, I got Montreal at 4. So why Ottawa over Montreal for you?
I like Ottawa's goaltending better.
Montreal. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, Linus Ullmark is a better goalie. Yeah,
I take Linus Ullmark over Montembeault and Dobes.
I like Montreal's. Oh, I like Montreal's forward group way more though. For me,
I think I think there's like similarities in terms of the skill. Demidov is going to be a big boost for them. I think
Demidov, Caulfield, Suzuki.
Demidov had a big highlight in that rookie showcase where he absolutely destroyed somebody's ankles on. I think it was Ottawa or Winnipeg. Can't remember. But I do see where Montreal's improving. The Dobson trade was big for them, absolutely. But
Yeah, you got Lane Hudson, Noah Dobson on the back end. Like,
it's gonna help. But like the goaltending, they just got to the playoffs with that goaltending. I don't know if I see unless Montepo finally shows why he was invited to the Olympics. You're
not a fan of Jacob Dobish?
He had flashes, but it all kind of took a turn, right? So I don't know if. I mean, look, they can surprise me. I know a lot of people are high on their prospects in net. I just don't see it right now.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, I think they're very close. Like, I think they realistically, just like last year, could come down to the wire, and they could both end up making the playoffs. We could end up having 5 Atlantic Division teams in the postseason, and Montreal, Ottawa jockeying for who gets the first and second wild card. It could easily end up being that. But I like the steps that the Montreal Canadiens have taken. I do. I like it. I'm a little more bullish on the goaltending. I do agree that Ottawa has better goaltending, but I think Montreal's team is just stronger. I think they have the ability to score more as well. And it's a young team that's only getting better and more mature. So I had Montreal over Ottawa. The final 3, as it's been for many years now. The 2 Florida teams, and obviously the team we cover here in the Toronto Maple Leafs. Why don't you go ahead and tell us who they are? Start at 1, then go to 2, then go to 3. So who's the division winner for you?
I'm going Florida.
Okay. And then 2 and 3?
Florida, Toronto, and Tampa.
So we got the same top 3.
Yeah.
Okay, explain.
Florida's got the chemistry, right, with everyone, pretty much the entire team coming back from last year, minus a couple of bodies. Yes, their goaltending, like, it's going to be the Bobrovsky show, the full, like, they don't have that, they have decent backup, but they don't have, like, a Spencer Knight behind him if Bobrovsky starts to falter. They don't really have another guy that's going to step in for them, but it won't matter as much. Like, they got a full season of Seth Jones, and if what we saw from the trade deadline through the playoffs of Seth Jones, that's huge, right? Ekblad's still there. A full season of Brad Marchand, even as a third liner. Like, he'll help with Brady. He'll help with Matthew Tkachuk sideline for, God knows how long, until they decide when they're going to become cap compliant. But I just think Florida's got. It's just such a tough team. We saw it. They're not going to be easy to play against, and the only thing that's gonna maybe hamper them is how many games they played the last 3 seasons. We
said that last year. It didn't do anything. To them. They just kept getting better and better.
Well, the only thing is they didn't win the division last year. That was like you saw a little bit of fatigue.
They didn't win the division because they didn't care. Like I think they just didn't care. They knew that we're just gonna flip a switch come playoff. Like, we just got to get in, and that's what they did. They legitimately, like, just barely got into the playoffs. I think I saw, what was the stat there that I saw the Florida Panthers only had 1 more point than the Calgary Flames, who missed the playoffs. I might add, they had only 1 more point than the Calgary Flames in the regular season, and then flipped the switch and just ran the table on everyone. So the question is whether or not they're going to, will they do the same thing where they don't care as much about the regular season? Now, I will say last year, a lot went against them. Like, obviously, they were missing Matt Tkachuk for the final couple of months. They were missing Aaron Ekblad for the final 2 months. Even Brad Marchand, when he first got there, he missed the first few weeks of the season. Yep. There were some injuries also along the way. Seth Jones wasn't there until the trade deadline. So they're just a much better team than they were for the majority of last year. So I think they can get off to a good start if everyone stays healthy and doesn't get suspended. It's a team I expect to be at the top of the rankings again and be competing for the Stanley Cup. I mean, they're the best team in the NHL by far. So it'd be silly to not have them at 1 in these power rankings. Despite being a Leafs show, I think we could still look at the Florida Panthers as the team to beat in the Atlantic.
Absolutely. But I don't think it's going to be an easy road for them. I think like Toronto and Tampa are still like they'll give them a tough.
Oh yeah,
They'll
they're not gonna run away with it. It's not gonna be over, right? It's not
No.
gonna be over by March. Not gonna be over by February. I don't think they're gonna run away with it. It's gonna go down to the wire. But ultimately, I think that the Atlantic will run through Florida when all said and done come playoff time, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had Toronto over Tampa. So you had Toronto at number 2.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tampa's got the best goaltender in the division, right? But I think Toronto's a deeper team. I think their blue line's superior to Tampa. Yeah, they got Victor Hedman, but after Victor Hedman, we've seen it's just not there. The level
It's old. It's old. And that team is kind of starting to age out a little bit. I'll be honest. It's starting to age a little.
they're a team that likes to try to get things done offensively, but you want your stars to play responsible two-way. It ain't happening. Nikita Kucherov, he'll score you a bunch of points, but ask him to play defense, it ain't happening.
I forgot they signed Pontus Holmberg in the
Oh.
offseason.
Sorry. What am I thinking here? That's gonna that puts them over Toronto easily.
I just forgot. I was looking
I
at their
remember.
lineup right now, and I'm just like, oh right, Pontus Holmberg signed there. Boston signed a bunch of former Maple Leafs as well.
Pontus Holmberg was like one of their notable additions for Tampa. Like they didn't go out and make because they just don't have